importance. It just does, so please bear with me. I cannot convey to you how proud I am of you seniors. The list of accomplishments that you have grasped in your time here is incredibly long. There have been many conference titles. There have been district titles. There are numerous speech, legacy victories, and 1 ratings with all state selections. FFA people, you're rocking the world. You have a national champion in your midst. Yet the thing that I'm most proud of you about, seniors, is your academic prowess. In a class of 55 students, almost 40 of you have a grade point average of 3.0 or higher, all while balancing a full load of activities. I have no doubt in my mind that you are ready to be successful on the next phase of your life journey. Thank you all, simply, for everything that you are, seniors. Thank you for the memories, and thank you for what you are going to become. I wish you nothing but the best in life, each and every one of you, and remember to listen. Thank you. All right, we are going to start with our valedictorian and our salutatorian today. Would you please come up? Our valedictorian for the class of 2022 is Kaylee Bachman. Please come up. And our salutatorian for 2022 is Rose Kane. Please come up. Kaylee has something she's got some business she wants to take care of. So I'm going to let you have it. And when Kaylee's done, we will have Mrs. Cottrell.
So I was recently recognized at the Governor's Scholar Recognition Banquet a few weeks ago for being the valedictorian of the class of 2022. And I was able to have the honor to give an award to a teacher, my favorite teacher. And this teacher has gone above and beyond for me in and out of school. She carries herself with integrity. She welcomes everyone with a smile. She cares about everyone in their academics and in their personal life. She listens to us. She cares. And I just couldn't be more thankful for everything this teacher's done for me and our class, and I know we're all very grateful for her. So I'd like to give this award to Diane Rothmeyer.
All right, good morning, everyone. I have the honor of giving our academic medals and letters. So our academic letters are given to students who have a 3.5 GPA for 2 semesters or more. So I will start with our students that have the 2 semesters. So some of these people are first-time medal winners. And then we will work up to our seniors who have gotten them for all 8 semesters while being here at MFL. So the patch is presented to those students who have achieved a 3.5 or better for 2 semesters of their high school career. At this time, I would like Finn Crook, Aiden Grove, Moon Regal, Emily Knickerbocker, Jackson Lenth, Amber Moeller, Mikolai Skaggs, and Jack Vorwald to come forward. A bronze medal is presented to those students who have achieved a 3.5 or better for 4 semesters of their high school career. At this time, I'd like Eva Buddy, Chauncey Drown, and Riley Franzen to come forward. A silver medal is presented to those students who have achieved a 3.5 or better for 6 semesters of their high school career. At this time, these 6-semester honorees are Carly Tilson, Hunter Goltz, Cashton Mathis, and Jackson Schrader. A gold medal is presented to those students who have achieved a 3.5 or better for all 8 semesters of their high school career. These students are Kaylee Bachman, Carly Jones, Lakota Morrissey, Caden Stocker, Rose Kane, Daisha Schulte, Gabe McGew, TJ Hexum, Sydney Mosier, Colin Hinkles, Shelby Milkey, and Miranda Lang.
Okay, we are on to our presidential awards. I'm sorry, that got a little loud. Well, something changed there. We will have our presidential awards and our honors awards. Would you please come up and please hang on to your own comments. Let's keep it quiet, so we'll keep this moving along. Our presidential awards, Kaylee Bachman, please come up. Dustin Behrens. Finn Crook, Chauncey Duran, Hunter Goltz, Colin Henkels, TJ Hexum, Carly Jones, Cashton Mathis, Gabe McGew, Shelby Milkey, Amber Moeller, Riley Moreland, Lakota Morrissey, Sydney Mosier, Abby Shellhorn, Daisha Schulte, Jackson Schrader, and Caden Stocker. Our honors award winners: Eva Buddy, Riley Franzen, Lauren Haberichter, Emily Knickerbocker, and Carly Tilson. Thank you.
All right. No, you're good. All right. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Our gold cords today are presented to those that are in the National Honor Society. The National Honor Society is a nationwide organization for high schoolers in the United States and outlying territories. We have many chapters in our high schools, and the selection is based on 4 criteria: scholarship, leadership, service, and character. At this time, I would like those that are in the National Honor Society as seniors to come forward. I'll say your name as you get your cord. All right. These students are Lakota Morrissey, and then if you'll just walk this way, Miranda Lang, Carly Jones, Kaylee Bachman, Abby Shellhorn, Shelby Milkey, Sydney Mosier, Caden Stocker, Dusty Barnes, Gabe McGew, Dacia Schulte, and Colin Hinkles. Yep. Oh, look at. Okay. The last cord I get to present today is our silver cord. As a class of 2022, you have volunteered 1,989 hours. The students that are receiving silver cords today have completed at least 150 hours of community service, and at graduation, they are being honored by being able to wear their silver cord. At this time, I would like Kaylee Bachman, Lauren Hobrechter, Carly Jones, Miranda Lang, Shelby Milkey, Lakota Morrissey, Sydney Mosier, Caleb Nordheim, and Abby Shellhorn to come forward.
We have all the seniors up here who were in group and or individual speech. Come on up.
All right, so we had seniors who joined speech for their first time this year, as well as seniors who have earned the honor of being in speech all 4 years. And we would like to take the time to honor each of these wonderful students and let you know a word that we picked to share about them at our speech banquet. Okay, so starting with our newbies, we had Finn Davies. This was his first year, and his word was growth. When Finn started speaking for me in class this year, he was really kind of shy about it, but he definitely grew to be a strong and confident speaker speaker, and for that, we're pretty proud of him. Next, we have Nikolai Skaggs, who didn't show up here. Didn't show up to practice either. It's okay. This is his first year. I would like to give Nikolai the word spark because he's got it. If you've ever been around him, he's got personality for days, and he's energetic and creative and a great individual. Our next person is Gabe McGew. We'd like to tell him that his statement is actually not a word, it's one take Gabe. You need somebody to come in solid and clutch and just get it done because we are behind on time. He can do the recording in one take. Next, we have Maya Nelson. This was her second year in speech, and her word was brave. Maya set personal goals for herself because speaking in front of people wasn't really her thing, and she overcame those obstacles and was an incredibly strong and resilient young lady. Sydney Mosier unfortunately missed the 4-year mark by 1 year, but my God, 3 years is good enough, and she is adaptable. Anything she's been asked to do, whether it be super friendly or super mean and scathing, she can do it. Now we'd like to take the time to honor our 4-year seniors who will have the honor of wearing one of these green and white cords during graduation. So if you're thinking about joining speech and you're a freshman, do it for a 4-year cord. First, we have Abby Shellhorn. Her word was determined. She set personal goals for herself and achieved each of those goals. She tried new things and she never gave up, and this year she made it to All-State. Next, we have Dusty Burns. His word is authentic because if you've ever met him, he's the genuine deal, always 100% himself, wonderful, loving, passionate, and creative. Next, we have Jordan Jones. Jordan is resourceful. She took charge and made things happen this year and stepped out of her comfort zone and is a complete delight. Next, we have Eva Buddy, whose word is intensity. If you want to see somebody who makes you want to rip your heart out and stomp on it because it's so emotional to see her performance, that's her. Genuine to the T. Next, we have Jackson Schrader. Jackson's word is intuitive. He knows how to read an audience as well as other people and really put individual spark on each of his performances, and that's why he has been so successful. She's tying that knot because Jackson can't keep anything without losing it. His car keys, his belt, his deodorant, you name it, he'll leave it. Lauren Habrechter, courageous. Lauren was able to take on some personal challenges, especially in her junior year, to do stuff that maybe was out of her comfort zone and it required some bravery. And she did that and was highly successful. We have Shelby Melky, who is persistent. She just keeps going. Even when she's like, but all the things I wanted to do are already filled up. She ends up being a spontaneous speaker and being highly successful, even though she doesn't want to do it because she's persistent. Finally, we have Carly Jones. Carly is candid. My goodness, she's straightforward and frank, and she gets it done when she needs to. So let's take a moment to honor all of our amazing seniors. Hey, everybody move this way so she can get your picture. Yeah, double up. This is a challenge. If they can't take this photo, they can't live on their own in an apartment.
Good morning. If I could have all of the seniors that are involved in choir and band come up to the stage, please, I would appreciate that. All right. To receive the pink music cords, an individual must participate for 4 years in band, chorus, or both. But before I recognize these individuals, I'd like to speak to all of the students standing behind me. Seniors, I want to take a moment to thank you for your hard work, dedication, and leadership in the music department. You led the way for Legacy to perform in finals competition for the first time ever. So if you're in Legacy, take a little step out for me, please. Thank you. Each of the choirs, mixed, treble, and bass clef, received a Division I at State Large Group Festival for the first time since 2009. I looked it up this morning. The bass clef choir received a perfect score from one of the 3 judges, and 5 of you were members of an outstanding performance ensemble at the State Solo and Small Ensemble Festival. Why don't you guys step out for me? There you go. They have done a great job of setting the bar very high for those to follow in their footsteps. I appreciate all of their hard work and dedication to the music department. To each of you, I say thank you. I appreciate that very much and all of the memories that we have made. Getting better. That'll come Sunday when you guys are singing. Okay, like I said, to receive the pink cords, they have to be in choir for 4 years. So I'm just going to start here with Hunter was in for 3. He did not sing 1 year, but we appreciate him. He got involved this year in ways that he hasn't before, so that was awesome. Oh, so you get the pink cords. Okay. So Abby was a 4-year senior. She's been very active throughout all 4 years with Legacy, solo and ensemble leading the way. Lauren got involved for the first time in some ways. She's a 4-year senior also this year with doing some ensemble singing. Kaylee's been very involved also, never in show choir, which was always sad, but she stepped out, did a lot of great work in solo and ensemble work, and national anthem. And Madam President, you are correct, whoever just said that. Ella also got involved in ways. She did some ensemble singing this year. Did you last year? No, this year was your first year. And on top of that being her first year, was able to make it out to Ames for an outstanding performance ensemble. So she had a great experience with that this year. Dusty is another 4-year guy. He was very active just in singing national anthem and large group contest. This year, well, and no, you got involved last year and this year in solo and ensemble work as well. Yes, 2 years. Eva, she has been very active in show choir, solo and ensemble, large group, so thank you. Jackson, Mr. VP of the choir. He has had an outstanding year, has been very active all 4 years with show choir, solo and ensemble work, so thank you. Gabe is a 3-year guy, but I have to say, when he did come back, he came back with a vengeance. Everything he's done very well. And this year, last year was our first year to get him into solo and small ensemble, and did a great job with those. This year, did the same thing and made it out to Ames for an outstanding performance. So thank you. Colin was a 4-year member. He's done some solo and ensemble and national anthem singing for us. Caleb has done some national anthem singing for us and done performances in large group. Isabella is an outstanding 4-year band member. Ms. Woodard says, I'll say a few things for you later, but she says congratulations. Ms. Woodard is at home with a baby. So, and Miss Maya, she was active in solo and ensemble and show choir as well. So just want to say thank you, and it's been my pleasure to work with you.
Okay, so I am here for the first time to give soda cords to the 4-year members. But I do want all of the senior soda members, even if you haven't been in for 4 years, please come up. You won't get the cord, you won't get the other little treat, but come on up if you've been in it. And if you're a senior, okay, thank you. I believe this group is the most seniors that we have had stick it out, especially the 4-year members. So thank you for doing that. It's not easy to stand alone in a crowded room to be a part of SODA. It's students opposed to drugs and alcohol, but most importantly, it's students that lead life with integrity, make good choices. We try to strive all of the time in our meetings as well that they go out and they represent themselves as good human beings, because that's what's most important, is to be a good person and to do what's right even when nobody is watching. I asked them what their favorite soda was, so this is what they're going to get today. Kaylee Bachman, she said her favorite soda is Sprite because we can have fun without alcohol, drugs, or other substances. Like Sprite, the slogan is obey your thirst. Kaylee is very obedient. She works very hard. She strives for greatness in everything that she does. And she has been just a great, true example for all of the students throughout her 4 years. Dusty Barron's Mountain Dew. Logo is meant to represent strength and courage. Dusty has grown in his strength and courage, taking on life's challenges. He has been our vice president this year. He may procrastinate just a little bit, but he gets the job done. Riley Franzen, 7-Up. Where are you, Riley? Riley, I am going to miss every morning. I get a scream from Riley down the hallway with a smile on his face. Hi, Jackie. And it just, yes, starts my day. And I would see him in almost all 4 years. He would ask me, so I'm in soda, where's my soda? Here's your soda. Thank you. Yes, you're welcome. He is always willing to open the door for every meeting and smile on your face, willingness to help others. He is a great young man. Carly Jones, not a soda pop lover, but she likes fruit punch. Okay? Carly comes, if you know her, she is actively involved. She comes to everything, packs a punch actually, and she spoke on the radio with our broadcasts this spring, so if you tuned into KCTN, you would have heard her, so thank you for using your public speaking skills in soda. Miranda Lang, root beer. Miranda is sweet, like the root beer, a quiet leader by her example. She sticks close to her roots and is not afraid to stand alone in a crowded room to reach her goals. Shelby Melky, another non-pop lover. She told me water, okay? But Shelby, she is the soda secretary, and she brings great ideas to the group. She took attendance at all of the meetings, did all of the paperwork. Like water, she's flexible to change, and she just goes with the flow. She's very content and confident in herself. Thank you, Shelby. Sydney Mosier, Sprite. Sydney, also obedient, and I've told her through all these 4 years, she is very wise beyond her years. She speaks truthfully, and she also knows when it's best to be silent. Right, Sydney? Yes. Maya Nelson, root beer. Maya is the root of happiness. With her contagious laugh, grateful attitude, she stepped out of her comfort zone actually in 9th grade, and she spoke on stage with our MediaCom show, if you guys remember that as seniors. Very, very nervous, but she did step out of her comfort zone, and she also gave a personal story with our soda group. We tend to do that. It's a nice, close-knit group where we give our stories. Dusty, you too, I want to thank you for that. I forgot about that earlier. So very thankful for just being genuine and being you. Caleb Nordheim, Dr. Pepper. Okay, like his favorite soda, he is always one of a kind. He used his running skills to help out with Red Ribbon Week when we would go down to the middle school. And you are going to do awesome things in the military, so thank you, Caleb. Abby Shellhorn, Sprite, our president. Abby, you have grown so much from your freshman year to your senior year. You found your niche in everything. You are definitely a great leader, a great role model. She would have the meetings started even before I would get here, screen down, everybody up and ready to give the pledge and move forward. And you rocked being the SOTA president, so thank you very much. Gonna miss your leadership. It'll be hard to fill those shoes, but thank you and good luck. Jackson Schrader, Mountain Dew. He's also part of a broadcast. He went to the Day on the Hill. He spoke in a forum in Guttenberg right before our shutdown. And I remember we had to, Miss Behrens was with, and we were afraid we were going to run out of toilet paper that night. And then shortly after that, it shut down. We had to stop for some toilet paper. Jackson, he got more involved his sophomore year, junior year, and also used his communication and speaking skills. So I'm so happy that they're able to use all of the gifts and talents that they have, that they've developed from each and every one of you other teachers to help lead and be examples and role models in our school. And the other seniors, Gabe McGew, Isabella Bogdanovich, Colin Hinkles, and Callum Johnson, thank you for being senior leadership this year as well. Like I said, this is a tough group, and especially to be involved all 4 years and do the right things. So continue as you guys go on into college, the workforce, the military, whatever you do, don't lose sight of your morals and values and be true to you, and I will be here for you whenever you need, okay? Thank you.
At this time, I would like the following people to come forward: Dustin Behrens, Lauren Hobrechter, Colin Hinkles, Emily Knickerbocker, Miranda Lang, Jackson Lenth, Cashton Mathis, Shelby Melky, Sydney Mosier, Caleb Nordheim, Daisha Schulte, and Jack Vorwald. Every 2 seconds, someone in the United States needs blood or platelets. This is an extremely important cause for our own community and around the world. These seniors have answered the call by donating 3 or more times and working over 8 hours at the blood drive throughout their high school career. They are receiving a red cord to highlight their generosity to a worthy cause. We thank them for their contributions and hope they continue to be donors throughout their lives. Thank you. At this time, I would like the 4-year FFA members to come forward: Dustin, Colin, Hunter, Jackson, Shelby, Sydney, and Daisha. Okay. And Jack Vorwald for donating blood. This is the FFA. This is the FFA. What am I doing? What you got your blood drive. Okay. Thank you, Jack. All right. Seniors, I'd like to thank you, and to drive the message home, I figured I'd record my thoughts in a brief yet heartfelt poem. 4 years of FFA quickly came and went. Your contributions to our chapter have been time well spent. It seems like yesterday when you planted your roots, with Jackson taking Ag 1 and selling the most fruit. Whether it was Daisha taking on a new leadership role or Colin trying to convince us to host a tractor pull. Perhaps it was Hunter going into a job interview to thrive, or Dusty always questioning my ability to drive. Whatever we were doing, we made sure to have some fun with the help of Sydney, who is kind to all and included everyone. Shelby was a hard worker and never let anything distract her from making TikToks or being the first one to promote our FFA chapter. These seniors made our chapter better with their ability to adapt and persist. By now, it is easy to see just how much they will be missed. Seniors, good luck in your new adventure, and whether things go right or wrong, always know you have someone in the ag room in Monona who is cheering you on. May the road ahead be filled with a lot of joy and only minimal strife, and may you always be diligent in labor and honest and fair in the game of life. Thank you.
At this time, I would like Mr. Caleb Nordheim to come up to the stage. Caleb will receive the red, white, and blue military cord. Caleb is going to be entering the Iowa National Guard. When do you leave?
June 22nd.
That's coming right up, young man. Very proud of you, and before you even get going, I would like to thank you for your service. Caleb Nordheim, thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I would like, first of all, to thank our entire student body for your voting for our student council reps. We had an interesting election. We had some write-ins and some runoffs. We have 16 members that are going to be serving you next year, and I encourage all of you to take your ideas and thoughts to these members so that we can make a better MFL MarMac. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce our senior members for student council. If Lauren Harbrechter, Kaylee Bachman, and Shelby Melke, and Abby Shellhorn would come up, please. These young women worked very hard this year to have a successful student council. We have just one that has served for 4 years. I'd like to thank Abby for representing her class and for working hard to make our student council better. I've only worked with her 1 year, but Abby has helped me with a lot of things and had great insight and history, and I'm always a big person that likes to kind of follow what's been done and see what's coming for the future. So with no further ado, I'd like to congratulate Abby and thank these other young women for their service, and I think we had a great year. Thank you.
All right. The Bernie Sagg Award is given by the school and the Iowa Athletic Association to a graduate who best exemplifies a patriotic spirit and strong morals. They're living and professing the qualities of honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and believing that both games and life should be conducted by the rules. This year's recipient is Chauncey Duran.
Okay, before we move on to the department awards, I would like to say that we omitted Miranda Lang. Would you please come up here? You also were a recipient of the President's Educational Award. Thank you. Yes. All right, next up, we will have the art department.
All right. Good morning, everybody. I wrote a poem for you. I'm kind of pulling a Dan Anderson here. And I hope that you enjoy it. I am an art student. My hands are often covered in clay, paint, glue, oil pastels, ink, and some unidentifiable art substance. Art is all around me, and I see the world differently. It pushes me to jump out of my skin and be creative. I have spent countless hours of building, sculpting, painting, and drawing to create that one-of-a-kind masterpiece. I have developed skills like resilience, grit, and a growth mindset to help me master my craft. I am an art student. Art encourages students to express themselves, reach deep inside, and see something meaningful. The following students have done just that. They have taken 5 or more art classes and have received a letter grade of a B or higher. Congratulations to the following students. Eva Buddy, come on up. Aiden Grove. Yes, can I give you a hug? Thank you. TJ Hexum. Congratulations. Kira Kruger. Congratulations, TJ. Yes. Moon Regal. And Courtney Schrader.
Okay, so I was thinking about presenting this or giving out these math awards this morning, and they had this set of lyrics that from one of my favorite songs from the Broadway musical Wicked that kept returning to my head, and I wanted to share those with you. And they go like this: I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. So we often think at this time of year how much the students have grown and learned over the time spent at MFL MarMac, but it's also really important to remember that we as teachers also grow and learn just by spending time with you as our students. I was just saying to my pre-calc class yesterday that we get to know you pretty well, and it's sort of like we have this little family. And then before you know it, in just a blink of an eye, it's time to say goodbye or until we meet again. Just want you to know that we're always here for you. We're just an email away. Let us know if you need us. And that's tough. It is tough, but we have hopefully helped you learn to spread your wings and that you are going to go on to be very successful. And I did start this last year where I wanted to share just a couple things that we have learned, and this year from the class of 2022. We've learned, number one, that there are new and creative ways to drop a negative, or sometimes even find a negative, where none existed before. And then there are apparently, according to Mrs. Peterson's IFL class, also new and creative ways to think about taxes. There are also a variety of personalities in every class, and this one varies from, quietly flying under the radar, getting that A, to definitely outright honest on almost every topic. Have more than one of those in this class. And one of your taller, more honest ones in this class even one day called me, "Hey, little girl," from across the room. I think she was referring to my stature, so I hope anyway. I also have learned I have a new level of resistance for saying no to Scoopy tokens as a bribe for doing homework. I've learned there's apparently, I think, some secret calendar exists about whose turn it is to ask at the beginning of class about how my grandchildren are doing. I've learned there's no limit to the number of times I can be asked, "Rothy, can we just do nothing today?" And finally, I've learned that we will definitely miss you, and you have all a very bright future. You have impacted us in ways you probably don't even understand. And please, please believe in yourselves and stay true to yourselves. I want to say congratulations and best of luck to all the graduates of the class of 22. May the MAR be ever in your favor. And may you live like no one else so that someday you can. Thank you, and Dave thanks you too. All right. So the math department has 2 levels of recognition that will be given out. We do not have cords, but we have a lovely attached free scoop coupon to your certificate. If you haven't been in my class yet, they'll clue you in. I'm kind of a Culver's fan. Anyway, so the first level is the award for mathematical excellence. The criteria for this award includes the student will have taken 8 credits of math during their high school career, meaning you stayed in the math room with us for all 4 years. It does not include IFL because IFL is not always taught by the math department and it is a state requirement. So 8 credits, 4 full years of math with us, and the students receiving this award, come on up and stay up here, please, for the picture for all of you when you're finished. For mathematical excellence are Chauncey Dran, Jordan Jones, and Emily Knickerbocker. And then we have another level. The second level is named Outstanding Mathematical Achievement. This award is given to any student who has taken those 8 math credits and in addition has maintained a 3.5 GPA in those classes. And in fact, we do have 2 students who had a 4.0, so straight A's all 4 years of their high school career. These students are Kaylee Bachman, Dustin Behrens, Finn Crook, Colin Henkels, come on up, Carly Jones, Rose Kane, Miranda Lang, Shelby Milkey, Amber Moeller, Riley Moreland, Daisha Schulte, Jackson Schrader, Caden Stocker, and Carly Tilson. Congratulations. We will miss you greatly in the math room. We'll miss your beautiful faces and your smiles.
Okay, so it's time for the English Department Awards. I did not write a poem. I don't have anything inspirational to say. So I'm just going to be very straightforward with it. The English Department requires 8 credits for graduation. Some of you choose to take more than that, so we have an award for students who have accumulated 10 or more credits in English classes. So the 10 or more English award is presented to Rose Kane, Carly Jones, Abby Shellhorn, Isabella Bogdanovich, Carly Tilson, Riley Moreland, Miranda Lang, and Sydney Mosher. But we do have one student who has completed over 10 credits, earning 11 credits. So congratulations, Cullen McShane.
All right, if I could have these 3 individuals come to the stage, please. Abby Shellhorn, Jackson Schrader, and Isabella Bogdanovich. The music department traditionally gives out all of our awards at our spring concert to recognize those who have gone above and beyond, and just everyone's accomplishments from throughout the year. But I would like to take a moment to recognize these 3 seniors. Isabella, I'm going to start with you. Isabella, I have to commend her. She was the only senior that stuck out band for 4 years. Miss Woodard would like to say thank you, and she always appreciated that you came ready to work without any complaints. And see that smile all the time. If you know her, you see that smile. So she appreciated just her always being there ready to work with a smile and having the senior leadership to stick with band for all 4 years. So thank you. Jackson and Abby both received the National School Choral Award. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about that award. The National School Choral Award is the highest award that a high school senior can receive. And it says, in recognition of singular merit, ability, and achievement, of outstanding contributions to the success of the school vocal program, and of an unusual degree of loyalty, cooperation, and high qualities of conduct, by the general consent of the music faculty, school officials, and others, the National School Choral Award is hereby conferred upon Abby Shellhorn and Jackson Schrader. So congratulations to them.
All right. philosophy is kind of like English. I think back in 1964, some other kid had 11 credits in English. So if philosophy was English, then Cullen would have broken another record. I really wanted to thank the staff for putting this on. I wanted to thank all the students for being here. This is an awesome, I'm just in awe. This is such an awesome presentation that we have, that we do, honoring you and honoring our seniors. So that's just very cool. I was thinking about Wicked, Mrs. Rothmeyer brought up Wicked, and that reminds me that the predecessor, my version, when I was a kid, it was The Wizard of Oz. and I hope some of you have probably seen The Wizard of Oz. I don't know, I watched it every year from like age 5 to 15 or whatever. But, you know, there was the dude with brains, or that wanted brains and wanted courage and wanted to have a heart, the lion, the tin man, the scarecrow, and they had it all along. And the wizard, who was just kind of this dude that hid behind a curtain, really didn't have any of it, but he enabled all the other people to realize it in them what they had. And anyway, that's kind of what philosophy is. Philosophy is just realizing what you have. And so I'm going to bring up our group of philosophers for this year. They learn to discuss things, agree and disagree. And that's just very cool. It was very cool to see them grow. So I will call you, and Mr. Tripp, who I recruited, will give you your certificate of philosophy. So Dusty Behrens, Chauncey Duran, TJ Hexum, Carly Jones, Ella Can, Rose Kane, Gabe McGue, Cullen McShane, Riley Moreland, Lakota Morrissey, Maya Nelson, Abby Shellhorn, Finn Crook, Jackson Schrader, Caden Stalker. All righty. Here's our philosophers. Thank you, seniors. Good luck to you. All right.
All right, we're going to hand out our science awards to our seniors. To receive an outstanding science award, seniors have to have completed at least 8 credits in the science department, which is all 4 years, with a B or better all semesters. So our award recipients would be Caden Stocker, Jackson Schrader, Daisha Schulte, Sydney Mosier, Shelby Milkey, Miranda Lang, Colin Henkels, Lauren Hobrichter, Finn Crook, Dusty Burns, and Kaylee Bachman. Congratulations to those seniors. I also every year give out an award for my natural resource science class. It's called the Aldo Leopold Future Conservationist Award. There are some people who can live without wild things and some who cannot. That is a famous quote from the conservationist Aldo Leopold, who was born and raised here in Iowa and dedicated his life to preserving the great outdoors. Leopold became a college professor and created the first Department of Wildlife Conservation at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. The Aldo Leopold Award goes to one student that has shown the love of the outdoors and the desire to preserve it. They've given the extra effort and gone above and beyond what the average student has done to protect and preserve our outdoors and wildlife in hopes that future generations will have the same outdoor opportunities that they have had. If Aldo Leopold were alive today to see this recipient's passion for the outdoors, he would want to shake your hand, but unfortunately mine will have to suffice. The 2022 Aldo Leopold Future Conservationist Award goes to Shelby Milkey.
On behalf of the Foreign Language Department, it is my honor to present awards to this year's seniors who have demonstrated steady progress, well over 400 hours of engagement, interaction with the language, and remarkable achievement to date in their pursuits to become bilingual. So will the following students please stand and remain standing? Isabella Bogdanovich, Riley Franson, Carly Jones, Rose Kane, Miranda Lang, Cashton Mathis, Gabe McGew, Shelby Mielke, and Lakota Morrissey. Give these guys a round of applause, please. You guys can have a seat. Also, another award is the Seal of Biliteracy. This is a State of Iowa sanctioned award that recognizes students who have achieved strong intermediate level language proficiency in 2 or more different languages, one of them which is English, by high school graduation. And those students are Isabella Bogdanovich, Carly Jones, Rose Kane, Cashton Mathis, Gabe McGew, Shelby Mielke, and Lakota Morrissey, and Miranda Lang. We are waiting on those test results for you still. I don't know if they want to get a picture up here, if we need to have them come up or not, but we did a picture in class the other day, so I can get you one wherever. Yeah, okay. And yeah, please give them a round of applause as well. Thanks. And if you'll excuse me while I speak to them in Spanish for just a moment. Estoy muy orgulloso de ustedes. Obvio que no soy el único que se siente así. Yo sé que ustedes van a seguir mejorando el mundo. Fue un gran placer trabajar con ustedes. Trabaja duro, buena suerte y recuerda, todo es para ti, Steve. All right. That's it.
I think we're finally to the end. It's only 10:20. So if you had 10:20, obviously on your money pool of how long, obviously the class of 2022 awards were going to go, then obviously you're going to be the big winner. I don't know if Mrs. Rothmeyer has any extra scoop tickets. I'm sure that she does. Maybe. We don't know. We don't know that for sure. They could be out there. But obviously, I mean, that is a true measure of achievement as we look at the class of 2022. I know Coach Bachman was in the background, and he was kind of like, do the awards usually go this long? And I'm kind of like, not always. And it's like, that's a true measurement of obviously who we have in the class of 2022. I mean, we have an incredibly talented group. You guys have heard it over and over again. And it's, I guess since I'm last, it's my honor and privilege to present to you the 2022 Social Science Awards. How do you get one of these awards? I know a lot of the freshmen are looking at me right now and they're like, this seems like something. You need to have 9 history credits. And this even counts college classes, whether it's intro to sociology, psychology, even philosophy. I know I've been counting Mrs. Martin's regional geography class. You also need to have a B average as well, so you just can't take them and obviously get a D and expect to get one of these awards unless you take like 30 classes, and we might feel sorry for you. Also with that, you have to have a certain love of history as well. I mean, some of you probably get sick and tired of hearing all the stories. You can only hear about how my 10th birthday was forgotten so many times. You can only hear that so many times. But then we had new stories because we had to go paintballing, and then I was a 43-year-old man and decided to go paintballing, which honestly, if awards were the day following our senior class trip, we probably wouldn't even have awards for the history department. Probably wouldn't. Just saying, wherever we're at, Jackson Schrader's somewhere. Quick story, sorry. I know, we got stuff to go, we got places to be. As a junior, sorry, you heard this story. So all of a sudden, it's like paintball. I just turned 43, not a big deal. We'll go paintballing. I was like, I'm still active somewhat, I guess. So I get my gear on. We're out there. And all of a sudden, Andrew Hines here? What the heck? Andrew Hines like hits me right in the chest with a paintball. I mean, right dead center in the chest. And right then I'm thinking to myself, really made a mistake, a bad life choice right there. So at that point, I just lay flat on my face. I throw my paintball firearm, like no joke, 2 feet in front of me. All of a sudden, I feel like 4 to 5 paintballs hitting me in the back of my leg. Then Jackson Schrader had to let me know that, hey, Simon, if you want to be out, you got to put your hands up and you got to walk to the fence. I was like, I thought my lifeless body face down on the ground meant that I was out. Didn't know that I had to be active about it and get up and walk towards the fence to let everybody know that I was out. I thought my motionless, seemed like dead body was enough. Apparently it wasn't. I guess it was just pick on me at that time. So we'll go through our winners. No real particular order. I guess there will be a picture afterwards, which might be new for me. I've been doing this for a long time. So in no particular order, we'll start with a young man who lied to me. I just told this story. He won the Bernie Sagg Award this year. I remember he's probably a freshman and sophomore, and he told me that his nephew was Lars Larson, because that's what, obviously, Cody, his brother-in-law, said, and so I believed him. So I went up to this young man's grandparents before a JV basketball game, and I congratulated them on the great-grandson, Lars, and like repeated myself like several times over, like thinking, they're not hearing me, so maybe if I say Lars louder, it'll make more sense. It didn't. So if Chauncey Dran would like to come on down and accept his award, that would be great. Up next, kind of part of that, a little bit of a Three Amigo gang that they had going, had several jokes. One had to do with, I guess, 2 nuts go walking. That's no Mrs. Slippy itself. If Hunter Goltz could come on down. This young lady is in my 8th period current events class, and she's the only senior. I mean, it's her, and I think we have like 2 juniors. I think it's Hersman and maybe Sam, I think, are our only juniors. Then after that, I mean, it is plumb full of underclassmen at that point. So God bless them for obviously putting up with the younger kids who were all learning. A lot of references made. We heard Wicked and Wizard of Oz. In my junior class this year, we were talking about movies and when they came out, and I mentioned Wizard of Oz, and someone's like, oh, that came out in 1984. 1984. Nope. 1939. So a lot of work to do. Some of us are still growing, as Mrs. Rothmeyer said. Got to grow up pretty quick. So without further ado, Jordan Jones, come on down. Nope, that's... Up next, this young lady probably doesn't even know that she had that many credits, but she really avoided me and just went the college credit route. But oddball fact, I believe is the only person, and I did grade the government finals yesterday, the only person to ever get a perfect on the government final, and that is Rose Kane. Up next, I mean, if you had a class with her, with me, I mean, basically I do news board, then she goes on like a 3-minute tangent about how terrible the world is. And she finds as many terrible news stories as we can find. And it was really depressing. I don't know if Aiden Grove's here, but Aiden Grove towards the end of the year, I think was like sick of it. And it's like, you make me feel bad about life. Please stop telling me these stories. But it started when she was a freshman and the seniors encouraged it. And there it's like, you should keep this going for 4 years. And she did. So if Emily Knickerbocker could please come on down. Yeah, we'll tell Mackenzie Bachman she has to continue it for the next 4 years. Let's let this guy lose more hair and get more white. That'll be awesome. Yeah, I only got 11 years left, I think. Not that we're keeping track of that stuff. Probably 12, let's be honest with ourselves. And probably 13. My 3-year-old, she's got some issues, and I don't know if she's going to be able to make it through high school without me. She's violent, and I don't know what to do about that. If you're a counselor, if you become a future counselor, class of 2022, please, some advice. This young man, I've been doing this for 21 years, and this guy, I mean, is maybe the best storyteller of any person like I can think of. Like sometimes you get caught up, we'll talk about something that has to do with history, then he turns it into like some bus ride that he had where he might have had a history book, but then all of a sudden it becomes about the bus ride, becomes about a birthday party, and before you know it, you're like 8 minutes into a story where he could tell you what everybody had for lunch, what everybody was wearing that day. And he is a big, obviously, River fan. Sorry, Mr. Wilkie. As obviously there was a huge debate on where the Mississippi, or I should say Iowa-Wisconsin border was. And this young man was right. So if Colin McShane could come on down. This next person, it was hilarious as she finished her government final, and she had to tell me how she didn't have any assignment time this year, which she said was amazing because when I was a freshman, I had like 300 minutes. She's like, I think one of us really matured. And I was like, yes, one of us really did mature, and it wasn't me. Wasn't me. It was you. So if Riley Moreland could please come on down. Up next, this person's not getting this award because she drives slow by my house, and obviously I have got, I don't know, I think it's 6 kids, and they could be anywhere. I mean, again, going back to my 3-year-old, she now has a habit of pushing wheeled toys onto the road, which makes it a little bit more adventurous for people who are driving by, but she always drives slow. She doesn't have a bright blue car, so it's a little more difficult to tell, but if Lakota Morrissey could please come on down. Where to begin with this next person? I really don't know. I mean, there are a lot of stories. She has similar initials to somebody else who's also going to get the award. In one semester, they had the same initials, and like I think I gave one person like 80 minutes of time, and they had all 80 minutes. And then like the next quarter came, and I just flip-flopped it because I felt so bad for that person. So we'll start with the first of the SM. So if Shelby Milkey could please come on down and receive her Social Sciences Award. Really don't know what to say. I mean, the Whitney Houston jokes that Dusty forced you to say, the Justin Bieber I was forced to hear in the hallway, still I can't get that out of my head. Obviously, the other SM, part of the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants of sorts, if Sydney Mosier could please come on down, who is sitting... I don't know who's going to sit in that spot in government now underneath the elephant that says the Republican, obviously, in the room. Up next, we have somebody who we've heard throughout the day, always has a smile on her face. I know that she was one of the 2 seniors I had in current events this year who would luckily give us days. So after Emily gave us like terrible, terrible news and Colton gives us his terrible news, then Maya would give us days and we'd kind of feel good about life again. So if Maya Nelson could please come down. The next person, I mean, she's probably going to get a paycheck today. I think she sub-science a little bit this year. I think she did news board for me a couple of times. If Dacia Schulte could please come on down. Dacia Schulte also kind of the one who I believe corrected Mr. Wilkie on where the proper border between Iowa and Wisconsin was. And Dacia's like the believable one. So if Dacia says it's true, then like everybody believes her. No offense to Cullen. If Cullen would have said it, then everybody, oh yeah. But Dacia says it, it's believable. The next, sorry, Cullen. I was just sorry. They'll edit that part out. They'll edit that part out of this thing. Martindale, right? You can edit that out? Yep. You were going by Google Maps. It wasn't Mr. Wilkie's fault. Man, that was, yeah, really got into it. Oh, we were talking about, yeah, who pays for what. It made sense at the time. Up next, we have a young man, and it's funny because he's not even here. It was one of the greatest moments I've had with this senior group, and it was either current events or obviously it was U.S. history, and we had a young man who's not here by the name of Cashin Mathis. If you don't know, he kind of has a little kind of side business of selling things on Facebook Marketplace. And like, I kind of asked him one day, as like, are you like keeping track of that, you know, for like the IRS? And he's like, they can't track that. Then this young man, who obviously will come up next, Jackson Trader's like, well, if you do it on Facebook Marketplace, the IRS is going to be able to track that. And his face went from like jubilant and happy, like the always smile of Cashin Mathis, to like he just got gut punched, like right. Basically, it's almost like a throat punch. He's like, really? Really? I'm like, but you keep track of all that, right, Cashin? I guess I'll start. And it's like, oh, I guess he'll start. So if El Presidente Jackson Trader could come on down. This young man in my probably 21 years has probably grown the most. I'm not talking mentally, but I'm talking physically. I mean, when he was a freshman back in the day when I coached basketball, he was like 5 foot tall. Maybe he's probably 5'2". He said he was 5 foot. You were taller than 5 foot tall. Yes, you were. So he's like 4'9". I think you were taller than that. But all of a sudden, like, then he left for a little bit, but then he'd show up for like every single Saturday basketball game we had. And like, we probably shouldn't say it because somebody's watching this at home. But I'm like, we got an extra jersey. We'll just have you play. Who's going to turn us in? Nobody. We didn't do that because that's illegal. And that's not how we do things, class of 2022. So if Caden Stalker could please come on down. This young man's probably sitting here thinking, holy cow, there's no way I got this. And somehow, freshman year, I got him in a trade for advisory. Like, I lost, like, maybe top 2, top 3, one of my better kids. Then all of a sudden, I end up with this kid in my advisory. Oddball fact, this kid fell out of a chair like 3 times. There's a bar on one side. I almost thought I would have to get a belt on the other side of the desk so he would not fall out of it. Those of you who had women in history with him, he would trip over, I believe it was Gabe McGeough and Carter Decker's feet, but at least he knew that Wyoming was a state. So if Jack Vorwald could please come on down. Not gonna lie to you, Jack probably took current events like 4 times. That was before you, Mrs. Cottrell. Times are different now. But yeah, it was probably 4 times. The last award I'm going to give, I named after a gentleman by the name of John Specht. Then somehow word got out. I don't know if he watches this or what exactly happens, but he contacted me like Gmail, and he's like, Simon, heard you named an award after me. How about I come and I present it? And I'm like, ooh, that kind of worries me. They like to kind of have the speeches short. Big deal. So John Specht, for those of you who don't know, was a 2005 MFL MarMac graduate. He got a perfect on the SAT part of history. He did not miss a single question for 3 hours. For those of you who don't know 3 hours, that's 180 minutes. He did not miss a single question. And there was well over 180 questions on the test. He tried to do the Ivy League route. Things didn't work out. He ended up going to LSU, which I believe is the farthest in my time here. Maybe Mackenzie Gilbert's also goes to LSU, of anybody leaving, obviously, Monona, besides, obviously, somebody else who's going to Montana. So he goes to LSU, he becomes a lawyer, he comes back to Decorah. So we've kind of been in, like, obviously communication. And he's like, Simon, I'm going to show up. I'm like, hey, we lock the doors now. A lot of things have changed since 2005. So finally, like, no joke, at 9:30, he Gmails me. He's like, Simon, I'm really prepping for a case. I'm sorry I'm not going to make it. But make sure you obviously tell the John Specht Award winner, congrats. So the John Specht Award winner this year, oddball fact, everybody on the stage had 9 or 10 history credits. This young lady had 14 history credits. That's a lot of love of history. I mean, a lot of love. And the crazy thing is, you can make jokes about the awards that we hand out, but I keep track of stuff because I remember stuff. And the John Specht Award winner, we have 3 of the John Specht Award winners are lawyers. Lexi Detbarn will be a lawyer, so I count that one. Sorry, math department, if that doesn't count. Several teachers, a couple of nurses, a couple of soldiers, one guy that's involved in politics right now. So obviously, I mean, it's a pretty, I like to think, prestigious award. So this year's winner, who when she was a freshman, sophomore, I might have called an ISIS bride. Who would have thought? Here we are now. So if Miss Abby Shellhorn could please come to the stage, accept the John Specht Award. Oh, I can't do that. Okay, I'll just hand you the award. There are a lot of cameras everywhere. Are we crunching together? Is that what we're doing? Smash them. Oh my gosh, O'Brien said it. O'Brien said it. But oh my. Keep it out of the gutter. Yeah, keep her out of the gutter. Yeah, good thing the beard did grow back. I was going to say, now what do we do? Is Mr. Meyer going to come on stage? Mr. Meyer, I believe that's all we have. I was just tough to be on stage after having the beard shaved, but it came back mostly a lot wider this time. I blame my kids, not you kids, because you've been a pleasure and a joy. Aw, no tears.
I pulled rank for a second. I'm just going to say one quick thing. You all have had a great experience, you seniors. And look at my job is a lot easier when you have a great teaching staff. And we have at MFL MarMac a great teaching staff. And I've been around, I've been a superintendent 32 years. And I've been here 21 years. And I got to see today, and I get to see, and it reminds me how important it is, the quality of staff that we have and what they give to you and how they care. And they love you. This staff, they love you. They care for you deeply. Take that with you as you go out into the world, seniors. And you underclassmen, you've got a lot to look forward to because we're going to do it again next year. So, and Mr. Meyer, you can dismiss them. Just wanted you to know that.
Thank you. I would like each and every one of you, I'd like to thank all of you for being attentive today. Seniors, once we head out the door, seniors, make sure you go into the gym. We will do graduation practice. The rest of you, thank you. And yes, freshmen that are in here, you're going to be up on this stage way more quickly than you can even imagine. So each of you are having time. You will now go to third hour.